Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Howdy, partners, and welcome to Grumpy Nostalgia, the Second Look Cinema podcast, the show where we go back to the blockbuster new release wall of our memory, grab a copy off the shelf, pop it in the old VCR, and see what time has done to it. I'm Justin. That cowpoke over there is Mike.
Hi, Cookie.
And we're here to help you navigate all the landmines littered down memory lane. And Mike, this week, hell is coming with us.
All right. With some huckleberries?
Lots of them. As you could probably tell by my flowery vernacular in my introduction, we're gonna go out west this week, Mike. We're gonna do our first Western, and probably, with any luck, our last Western.
I'm guessing you had the same feeling I did about this movie, possibly.
Well, I have opinions.
Okay, all right.
If only I had an outlet for that, an outlet.
Yeah.
So, what I did like in this movie, however, Mike, the amount of spitting. Lots of spitting in this movie. Like way more than Joy Luck Club.
Ah, yes. Or still Magnolias, even. Yes.
Yeah. Not really. Yeah. So this is a pretty cool movie, albeit kind of corny. It's a 2-hour long movie centering around a 30-second gunfight, Mike, which I thought was kind of cool. So
yeah, and they blew their wad, so to speak, kind of early on. I don't want to give away spoilers,
sure did.
But yeah.
Well, the movie's 30 years old, Mike, but
I got,
oh, well.
I got some issues. I got issues.
You got thoughts too? All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's get to those thoughts, Mike.
All right.
So we're going to talk about Tombstone this week. It was released on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1993. It was directed by this guy named George Cosmatos, but he was really kind of intermediate. It was actually started out directed by the screenwriter, in this case, Kevin Jarre, who, Mike, you might remember. We talked about him on some previous shows. He penned The Mummy, which was one of our favorites. We talked about a few. and he also wrote Rambo and the movie Glory, which is actually kind of a good one. I don't know how that got thrown in there.
I don't. Yeah, that's weird.
They initially gave him the directing reins, and it was clear to everybody after about 2 weeks he didn't know what he was doing, and they kind of unceremoniously let him go and replace him with George Cosmatos, who worked with Kevin when they made Rambo. He was the director of Rambo. But it's a well-known industry secret that Kurt Russell was the driving force behind this movie. He was kind of the basically direct this movie with George Cosmatos having like the ghost director status. So this is Kurt Russell's fault. So
okay, yeah. Why is it guys who play Wyatt Earp have to direct their own movies and do that?
Well, I guess we'll probably get to that at some point.
Okay.
This had a $25 million budget, and it was released during the busy holiday season, Mike.
They blew it all on us. They blew it all on spittoons.
and Red Man.
That's right.
Oh, boy. Yeah. A germaphobe's nightmare, the set of this movie, I'm sure. What's unique about this movie, Mike, among several things, is the enormous cast. So I think it might actually be quicker to talk about the people that weren't in this movie, but you want to take a stab at kind of going through the cast?
Briefly. Okay. This is just almost got the vapors watching this movie, seeing all the people's faces. You know how, we've probably talked about it on our podcast before, but when we watch these movies, we'll see a face or somebody. I'm really bad at this. I'm like, that guy. I've seen him in something.
That guy.
Shit. And it literally takes you out of the movie. And it happened a couple of times in this one, but not that I really was into it. But anyway, let's go through this mighty cast here. There's a lot of that. Right. There's a lot of those like, that guy, and that guy.
It was like Twister out west.
Yeah. It kind of was. Yeah. I think we should have like a podcast devoted to these all-star cast kind of movies like this. It's just like, oh my God. All right. Okay. We have, let's go through this. We have Mr. Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell. We have Iceman, Mr. Terry Hatcher, John Locke, that one guy who's in all the Westerns. You know his voice, you know his mustache, that guy. You have The real pretty girl in this movie was from China Beach, and I remember my college roommate having a real thing for Dana Delaney. Oh my goodness, what is she? What happened to her anyway?
Very special lady. Very special lady.
Exactly.
Star of speaking of very special, she was on China Beach.
Yeah.
Remember that show? And did you notice every China Beach was a very special China Beach?
All the good old days. Special episodes. There was Lloyd from Wings. Chris from Northern Exposure was in this movie. Powers Booth, who is a follower of the grit your teeth acting movement. You had that bad guy from Avatar. You had the 90210 Beverly Hills heartthrob Brandon. Sling Blade was in this movie. And
he sure was.
Billy Zane. Why the hell he was in this movie, I have no idea. That was a real head scratcher.
The real takeaway for me was Billy Zane. So.
That's right. I want two special cast members. I want to put these two guys together because we saw them in Aliens, and they were in this movie. Michael Biehn and Bill Paxton.
Show favorite. Yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say they are 3-time podcasting favorites.
I think they're in the Grumpy Nostalgia Hall of Fame.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And Mr. Bug Hunt himself, Bill Paxton, and God rest his soul, and Michael Biehn, who seems to always die in his movies. I'm sorry. I'm starting to see a trend.
Yep.
Maybe Sean Bean, another Bean. I think of these guys. I'm like, they always die. And
Carousel of Death.
Because this is your cast member cameo of the podcast. It was.
Yeah.
He played Ed Bailey in this movie. Brief Moment in the Sun for Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank Stallone, who
nice catch.
Who was in this movie too quickly, and then he's gone. Kind of like Charlton Heston, who why the hell was he in this movie?
Well, I'll explain that very clearly for you later.
He looked so uncomfortable on the horse. I think there was like a truss holding him onto the saddle. Oh my word!
Yeah, the horse wasn't happy to be there either.
Robert Mitchum doing the voiceover at kind of the bookend the movie that was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why not use Charlton Heston. He has a pretty distinctive voice, but who knows? But anyway,
I don't know.
There was many more people in this movie that were kind of like, hey, that guy, like there was Mo from Three Stooges was in this movie of all people.
He was, yeah.
Yes. So there you go. I could go on, but I could.
Well, let's end it with Mo. I think lay down for a bit, honey, and I'll pick up from here.
All right.
I'm surprised you missed this one, Mike, and my own little surprise cameo. The actor Terry O'Quinn.
Oh yeah, that's what. No, I mentioned John Locke. Yeah.
You did get. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be so sardonic with my names, but yeah, I figured everybody knew who Mr. Terry Hatcher and John Locke were.
Faux pas.
I didn't want to.
I'm embarrassed.
Our audience is much smarter than you think, so
Well, smarter than me at least right now. Just a few notes on that cast. We had Val Kilmer as this iconic role of Doc Holliday. The only thing really people remember about this movie is Val Kilmer, but this was originally offered to Willem Dafoe, and he had the role. The cowardly movie studio was afraid of. He was just in the Last Temptation of Christ before this, and they were concerned that there'd be some controversy by casting him in this role. So, yeah, great move there.
By the way, is Doc Holliday dead yet? How many scenes do I have to watch in this movie where he was lingering on the edge of death? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he was at death's door from the first page. That's a good observation, Mike. Very morbid, but
whatever.
Still good. The role played by Michael Biehn, Ringo, one of my favorite names in the movie. Mickey Rourke was offered the role of Ringo, but he turned it down.
I guess he had better things to do. He
probably had other things to do. Yeah, but that's a big cast.
That involved loudnium or something like that.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple of interesting notes about this movie. There's not a lot of information about this movie, Mike. It's kind of like Hollywood's dirty little secret. One thing I particularly liked about it in terms of trivia was all the mustaches were real. It was real mustache only. So. You figure, you're going to let your mustaches do the talking. They might as well be real. So they all had them.
I'm glad they kept that part at least. We could go into some other parts of this movie that aren't real, but we'll get to that.
In my role as a video associate, sales associate at Blockbuster Video, I've seen a lot of the clientele that rent westerns, and they all have the same mustaches. And I've seen some movies, particularly westerns are very, typically very bad about this. You can always tell a fake mustache, a fake facial hair. If you've ever seen the movie Gettysburg, again, that's like a 3-hour epic about the Civil War.
That's Stephen Lang's in that one too.
Yeah, but everybody there looks like they're wearing a beard from Halloween Village.
Martin Sheen is Robert E. Lee in that movie.
His beard.
Shame on you.
His beard was particularly tasty. Yeah, I think Sean Connery's stuntman in The Rock had better accoutrement.
The wig.
The wig. But yeah, so in the long, sad history of Hollywood not having a whole lot of creativity, this is one of those things where they had two very similar movies coming out at the same time. You remember like Volcano and Dante's Peak, and Armageddon, and what was the other one?
Deep Impact.
Thank you. They had two concurrent Wyatt Earp stories going in the beginning of spring of 1993. The other one you'll remember is the Kevin Costner vehicle, written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan. Also had Gene Hackman in it. There's some folklore on this one. Apparently, America's sweetheart Kevin Costner really seriously tried to tank Tombstone several times through some sabotage, trying to convince investors to back out. But eventually, the Tombstone won the race, so they were able to release their OK Corral epic around December '93, and then Wyatt Earp, because of its bloated size and bloated budget, came out the following June in 1994. Too little or no fanfare. So we'll kind of get to that at the end of the story. So 1993, Mike, it was the Christmas season. We were having a joyous holiday in the movies. Philadelphia and Schindler's List were in the theaters.
Oh, those are some
everybody was full of holiday cheer.
Murph and
this movie, So this movie came out on the same weekend as Grumpy Old Men, and indie favorite What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh yeah.
And then also the Oliver Stone Crap Fest Heaven and Earth also came out. So So if you want to hear a Vietnamese woman screaming for 3 hours, that's the movie for you. Kind of a powerful emotional thing, but not really good. No. Some other things in 1993, Mike. The top songs on the radio were "I Would Do Anything for Love" by the dearly departed Meatloaf, who we lost sadly just recently, and then Janet Jackson and Mariah Carey also had some songs on the top of the charts. Probably the same song. I probably couldn't tell the difference even to this day. A week after this movie came out, Windows 3.1 was released, Mike.
Wow. That takes you back.
Yes. And if you were driving to this theater, gas would have cost you $1.16 a gallon. And the movie ticket price was $4.14, Mike. So
nice.
Yeah. And we had just invented webcams. The first webcam was on the World Wide Web the week after this movie came out. So to some degree of success and longevity.
We're looking at just like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She looks the same, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the webcams worked. I mean, we're looking at each other's twisted figures right now on them.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! All right, so we're in the theater, Mike. We've got our popcorn. We've got our $4 and $14 ticket in our pocket. So we're ready to roll. Are you ready to roll this thing out?
I guess so, partner.
All right, hit the button, Mike. So the movie kind of opens up with Robert Mitchum's narration. It kind of looks like old movie tone news. It's kind of like sepia-toned cornball already.
I like
it's kind of set in 18.
I know. I like the guy that like shooting right at us, a la Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what, Joe Pesci's in this movie? He doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah. It's just like the rest of us schnooks. But he's given some, exposition, some narration about how Tombstone had become a silver mining town and kind of a boom on the local economy, and it really kind of had become the equivalent of Las Vegas with all the cash that was going through the town. And wherever there's crime, Mike, there is of course organized crime, and that's represented in our movie here by the cowboys,
Yes.
who are again, all have mustaches, but they're a little more disheveled mustaches, and they all wear their hats kind of funny. That's how you can tell the difference, Mike.
Yeah, that kind of like pulled back, like up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's
slightly more grimy, slightly more dirty.
this.
The Cowboys have a
movie's about as subtle as pile of manure, isn't it?
it's very nuanced, yes. And they also are represented by the red sashes they wear, Mike, kind of like the Bloods. No, those red sashes represent something entirely different in the movie Cruising with Al Pacino.
You digress.
But yeah, as the kids say, don't go there. So it kind of opens up with this wedding, and there's a mariachi band, so we're already in for trouble. And these bad guys kind of show up and just kind of kill everybody, kind of crash the wedding, literally. And it's led by this main character played by Powers Booth, who all people of our generation know as the Air Force pilot in Red Dawn, the real Red Dawn movie.
That's right.
But he was awesome in that. His name's Curly Bill, and I guess I don't know where that came from, but he's Curly Bill.
No, it's a real character, and I will.
Yeah, it's all based on a real story, right?
I will expound on this later.
Okay, good. Okay, can't wait. Sounds like it's going to be great. You can barely get the words out of the intro.
Keep going.
But apparently the people in the wedding had killed one of his guys, so he comes back in revenge and kills the groom, and eats all the food, and just causes a general havoc. Shoots a priest, so that's good. But the good news is they make the mariachi music stop, so that's the only silver lining. So we kind of cut back to Tombstone itself proper, and we see Wyatt Earp roll up in his 5.0 with the rag top down, so his hair can blow. He's played by Kurt Russell, and he's got aspirations to try to set up a new life here from his adventures in Kansas as a lawman. It's here where we meet his two brothers, played by Sam Elliott, right?
Yes.
Sam Elliott.
Finally.
The mustache guy.
The mustache guy.
Mike, at the time he was filming this, he was 49 years old.
God,
he was younger than us. He's younger than we are now. So
he hasn't aged that much in 30 years. I mean, honestly.
No, his mustache was 60, but he was 49. And he's also met by his other brother, Morgan, who is played by our show favorite, Bill Pullman.
Yes.
Paxton, sorry.
Who has one of the best lines right here, where he says,
"Yeah,
hot damn, this bird is jumping." I love that line.
That's his best line, and he really needs to utilize those lines because he has more spits than he has lines in this movie. I actually found a couple scenes where the camera lingers at the end of the scene, waiting for Bill to spit, and then when they
cut,
you can almost hear the director say, "Cut, beautiful, we got it, Billy, thank you." So they're kind of rolling into town, and they kind of go into this little crappy bar, and we see an uncredited Billy Bob Thornton kind of bullying everybody, and he walks. Wyatt Earp walks up and kind of confronts him, and he doesn't like bullies, so he gives him a good couple slaps, and then he releases one of my favorite lines of all time. Like Billy Bob gets up to like face off and confront him, Kurt Russell counters with "Skin that smoke wagon and let's see what happens."
Yes,
regarding the gun he pulled, Mike.
Yeah, that smoke wagon was like a term I never heard before ever for a gun.
Mike, have you ever skinned a smoke wagon?
I've never jerked our skin the smoke wagon. No,
I've never found an opportunity to do so, but I can't wait to try.
Yeah.
But anyway, he through his toxic masculinity, his reputation, ultimately he kind of runs Billy Bob out, and the bar owner is impressed by that, and then they kind of work out this deal where he gets 25% ownership of this saloon. And all just like that, he's got a job.
But
as he's kind of rolling out of the saloon, we're introduced to Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday, and he's this gaunt figure, a lunger, I think they call him, Mike, suffering
Lunger,
tuberculosis. But he's giving his best Southern plantation owner accent, and he is pretty cool in this movie. I don't think we should shy away from that.
No,
they all know each other, and they're all happy, and they're anxious to start their new life here in Tombstone. So the first thing they do that night is they go to this the theater to see this actor troupe had rolled in earlier, comprised of the aforementioned Dana Delaney, and for some reason Billy Zane, who's got some wonderful curls here, wonderful curls. But they go to see these guys perform, and
I know I don't want to get ahead, but the whole Billy Zane, Jason Priestley thing in this movie. Why?
It's a needless kind of throwaway there. It's funny. I watched this on Amazon. I had to because we wanted to watch this September 30th when it was free on Amazon, and then I ended up watching October 1st, where of course it was off their schedule. I had to pay 4 shekels to see this.
Same here.
But if Amazon's got that thing where you pause the movie and you can see there's like little pop-up videos that show you who's in there. Yeah. Jason Priestley is not credited in this movie. It's actually he's got some other name, like a nom de fleur or an alias, but it's not Jason Priestley, and it's some other actor's name.
That's interesting.
Weird. Huh. I'm sure he politicked to get his name off this movie.
That's right.
But anyway,
do you know he was named? Yeah. He was named after one of the moons of Mars.
Oh, you're back on that again. Right?
I can't remember which one it was. But go ahead.
Is it Phobos? Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. Check out our old episode, guys. You know what I'm talking about. So for some reason, they perform what amounts to a 6-minute show, and the crowds. Yeah.
Wish this movie was that long.
Just special little vignettes where Billy Zane recites something, and then Dana. I don't even know what she does, but the cowboys are in the crowd, Mike, and they're heckling.
They redid the whole, play Faust, but it like in a real three minute, like one of those 3-minute little skit versions. Ooh, I sold my soul to the devil. Ta-da! The end.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was 6 minutes long, and we get to see all 6 minutes of it. And in the middle, there's some hecklers, like Mystery Science Theater style, except they shoot the people as opposed to making fun of them. And it's here where we get introduced this kind of really shoehorned love triangle, where Wyatt Earp's wife is kind of addicted to painkillers, and she's very sickly, and Dana Delaney. And Kurt Russell, and they're all kind of in this weird kind of romantic subplot, little love triangle that really kind of goes nowhere, but they really force the hell out of it anyway. So later that week, Curly's in an opium den, tripping, hopped up on goofballs, and he staggers out into the street and just starts shooting up things, and all the while, Wyatt Earp has no interest in being in law enforcement. He's told everybody that, even though he's been asked several times by local sheriffs and the mayor, he wants nothing to do with it. So the sad excuse for the sheriff, the older guy, goes out and tries to break it up, and of course Curly shoots him in the street, and then this kind of has an impact on the Wyatt Earp family, especially his older brother Virgil, the mustache Virgil. His guilty conscience kind of kicks in, and he ends up taking over the role of sheriff, much to Wyatt Earp's chagrin, because he didn't want to really get involved. And then that's where I guess the second act, if there is such a division in this film, kind of kicks in, where Virgil Earp's out there enforcing the law on these cowboys, and he's insulting them, and they don't like it. And later that night, some of the cowboys come back to settle the score, and that's where we get our first kind of shootout scene. This is the OK Corral scene, Mike.
Yes.
Which, historically accurate, it was only about 30 seconds long.
Yeah, they had even the interaction between who shot who and how they got injured. Yeah. Everything was exactly, as far as I know, based on historical events.
So there's lots of blamos, and lots of cowboys get killed, and there's a lot more posturing and menacing, and it's more like you win this round, but we're coming back to get you. The next scene is it's a dark and stormy night, Mike, and the cowboys come back in town just like they say there, and they kind of shoot up the lady's house, and then Virgil gets shot, and then poor Bill Paxton, it's game over for him once more. He gets shot.
The slow mo too. He got the one slow mo in the movie where he dies and falls on the food table. You gotta love it.
He had one of the most unfortunate movie death faces I've ever seen. Laughing at pain is so fun, isn't it, Mike?
It is.
But the good news here is the quantity of spitting goes down about 40% once Bill Paxton's killed. So the rest of the Earps kind of get out of Dodge. Get it, Mike?
Yeah.
And that we're kind of left with at this now it's personal for Wyatt Earp, and he starts
full stop. I'm going to show you a picture if you can see that little.
That's good for our audience. Yeah,
that little doodle. Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah,
this is just for you, Justin. Hour and a half in, and what does that picture look like?
It's like a silhouette of a.
It looks like a cowboy jumping something, doesn't it? What is that cowboy?
A shark.
Yes,
some sort of shark.
And right at an hour and a half, somehow there's a cowboy that jumps a shark in this movie, and from then on out, it's a total shit show. Yeah. But please continue.
Yeah, it is. I will. So basically, what we got left for the balance of the movie is Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp exact their revenge, so lots more cowboys get lot more great lines get leveled. A lot more cowboys get shot, and for some reason they hold up at the Henry Hooker Ranch, and when I say Henry Hooker, I'm referring to a wonderful cameo by Charlton Heston, Mike.
Oh yes,
because wherever there's this much gunplay, Charlton Heston is going to show up. Old Chuck has to show up somewhere.
Damn dirty ape.
So he gets their stinking paws off the damn dirty apes, and as they're taking hospice at his house, the actor troupe kind of swings by, and tragically, Mike, we find out at this point as they're leaving town, they kill Billy Zane.
Hooray!
Hooray! And that's supposed to be emotional. It certainly is to the bizarre love interest between Billy Zane and Jason Priestley.
Yes.
In this movie.
Oh, they touch hands.
Yeah. I'm still a little upset about it, but yeah. So that kind of sets up the third act. Because now it's even more personal because Billy Zane's been killed. So now they've got to end it. So Doc Holliday ends up killing John Ringo, played by Michael Biehn. He called him a huckleberry, and he said he'd be a daisy and stuff. All the iconic lines that everybody's come to expect. And they kind of mop up the rest. Curly kind of anticlimactically gets killed in the middle of a river. No big deal. And then through all the excitement and death, Doc Holliday finally succumbs to his tuberculosis, and he has a touching little death scene at the end where he makes his peace with the world, and him and Wyatt Earp have a touching little moment there, and Val Kilmer dies, it's left to understand they conveniently just kind of wrap up the love triangle by making Wyatt Earp's real life just kind of disappear, so he can have some unrequited love with Dana Delaney, and they kind of dance in the snow, and that's kind of the end. And then as the camera kind of pulls back to this little Christmassy scene, because with the Christmas season, they always got to put a snow scene in there.
That's right.
They're doing a waltz in the middle of Tombstone, and the camera pulls back, and there's a little epilogue by Robert Mitchum talking about the historical significance of what just happened and where everybody ended up and how long they lived. And he mentioned about when Wyatt Earp died at his funeral, it was attended by Tom Mix, the 20s cowboy actor, and he mentioned that Tom Mix cried, which I thought was kind of rude.
Tough cowboy,
exploiting Tom Mix's pain to say how great Wyatt Earp was, but that's kind of it, guys. And that was kind of a rush shot, summarized view of the movie, but To be honest, our internet's not that stable, and we don't know how long we're going to make it tonight. So this is going to be an abbreviated version. I think it's just the Cosmos saying, "Hey, you guys' shows are too long. Wrap it up, tighten it up a little bit." You jerks. Yeah. So let's get to awards and accolades, Mike. So this had a $6 million opening weekend, which wasn't great, but not terrible. I ended up doing $56 million domestically. It was not released internationally. Not one penny came from worldwide box office, Mike. But it did make back its original budget, and so it was from a Hollywood financial point of view, was very successful. It really did pick up big on the VHS and DVD returns. It was a big hit in the aftermarket. When I work again, as I mentioned, when I worked at Blockbuster Video, this movie was always flying off the shelf.
It kind of has that. At least to me, it has that same kind of appeal that like a Dirty Dancing had. It was kind of okay when it was released, but like when it got released on like a video, it was like, oh my god, you got to see this movie. I remember. When I was like in college, and a little bit after that, the word of mouth, especially among young guys, they love this movie.
Well, after the fact, there's a lot of stuff to like. Very crowd friendly, very agreeable type of movie.
It came out at a good time for because it was in one of those dips when nobody really knew about westerns, and that whole part where westerns kind of died out in the 70s, and then they kind of made a comeback just from this movie and the Wyatt Earp movie, I guess, a little bit.
Well, a cowboy with a good revenge tale, with it's got all the parts, all the pieces for a good, agreeable movie,
right?
And that's exactly what it was, and these are the things that the kind of bloated studio version of Wyatt Earp 6 months later did not have. Wasn't really a lot of fun, and those two comparable movies, from the pop culture war and the box office war, you can tell this one just kind of it's got more legs for sure. What do you remember about Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp story? Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
but wait. It was but he was more, like you say, it was more dour, but it was also more accurate. But I guess if you want to go on the accuracy, it also, the real story of Wyatt Earp is not as exciting as whatever the hell Kurt Russell was doing in the last 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, we mentioned this fable earlier on in our podcast. When it comes between truth and legend, print the legend. And I think that's actually referring to Wyatt Earp. Newspapers where it's easier to print, more fun to print the legend than the truth, and I think that's probably what a lot of this was. But hey, it was fun. Let's be honest,
I mean, it was done. It wasn't done to be accurate, and that's the part I have a lot of trouble with. Do you want me to talk about anything? Do you want me to ask my feelings about this movie?
Well, let me just wrap up one quick thing, and then we'll go through our grumpy meter with our first watch and all that. So, accolades, Mike. We got to go with MTV. That the only thing was Val Kilmer.
Wait. Best, I don't know, male actor, probably best actor or something.
He nominated, but lost. He was nominated for most, our favorite category, Mike. I'm ashamed of you. Most desirable male. He was pale and gaunt and bleeding from the mouth, like 95% of this movie, sweating profusely, coughing. But apparently that's desirable to MTV. So,
well, he did know Latin, and he could play Chopin, so maybe that's what it was.
He did. He could. But yeah. So thank you again. MTV's always got its finger on the pulse, right? He played a nocturne, Mike. A nocturne, right?
A nocturne,
was that what it was?
Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know Stephen Foster, but he played a Chopin nocturne for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah, but he's dead now. So all right.
Is he really?
All right. So let's go to So let's. I mean, people love this movie, as we talked about, because the revenge and the violence, and there's a little romantic subplot in there, I guess, that Grandma and Aunt May have liked, but for the most part, it was a very watchable, very agreeable movie. So let's kind of run through the grumpy meter, Mike. Talk about the first time you saw it, and what's changed since you saw it this second time.
Oh, I never saw it. This is the first time I ever saw it was yesterday. So, yeah, that's why I recommended it. Unfortunately, I had heard good things about this movie, and I kind of just kind of interested in seeing what we thought of it now. I assume you saw this when it came out, right?
It was a VHS rental for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't know what all the fuss was about. This was a tough watch.
Oh, you're killing me.
I guess I was drawn in by the cast, and always heard this was a good movie, and I did. I did see the Wyatt Earp movie of Kevin Costner when it came out, and it was a snooze fest. And I thought it made Wyatt Earp look like just the most noble character on God's earth, and it was just disgusting to watch. But it did have some gray area in there, although I think Kurt Russell's Wyatt Earp, at least the first hour and a half, was probably more accurate as far as being in that gray area of not as upstanding as he should be. And I happen to know a good bit of history about this, and I think that's what probably influenced why I hated this movie so much. And the first hour and a half was really well done. I mean, except for the Earps' reason for being there, the Earps weren't there to settle and settle down and raise their family. They were hired to keep these cowboy guys who were not just sitting around drinking and I mean, these guys were legitimately trying to sell beef at a lower rate to miners who were in town, and they were getting no, seriously, that's why they were
abominable.
Cowboys. Yeah, exactly. And their gray area was they were stealing the cattle from Mexicans and bringing it into Arizona to sell at a cheaper rate than the other cowboys who were the more legitimate business, who were raising theirs domestically. And that's why
So wait, they were building the beef and they're going to Mexico pay for it?
There you go.
What a great plan for something.
That sounds pretty good. But the Earps were there to make money, and I don't know what their other reason was, but they were not reluctant about becoming lawmen. That's what their whole purpose of being there was. And I think what bothered me more than like I said, they had so much of this movie that was so accurately done. Like I said, the gunfight, which comes in an hour and 10 or 11 minutes in this movie. I'm like, I even checked the time. I was like, wait, shouldn't there be 10 minutes left to go in this movie? Because if you knew your history a little bit, after this gunfight, Virgil gets shot, which happened a couple months later. The Earps actually got arrested and held on trial after the gunfight, because a lot of people in the town were pissed at them for doing what they did, and they even got posses put together. Wyatt Earp tried to go after some of the cowboys on his own after Morgan was killed, which happened 2 years later. But they didn't. The only guy he really was able to kill was that Curly Bill character. Everybody else was kind of got away. Even the Johnny Ringo character was part of the posse that the sheriff there, the John Tenney character in the movie, he actually hires Johnny Ringo and some other guys to hunt down Wyatt Earp and these other guys who were trying to. It was kind of a circle jerk because they were trying to get the other cowboys, but anyway, forget all that. What bothered me the most was, if you ever watch, they're trying to paint the cowboys as a mafia family almost, and they were not set up like that. And just the fact, you think of the Godfather movie, one of the most famous lines in there is, "It's not personal, it's business."
Right.
This movie had it ass backwards, where they made everything in this movie set up to be personal, the McClarys and the Clantons are really hateful to the Earps, and they called us names. It wasn't like that. The Earps were actually butting into their business, and it was exactly about business, and that's what led up to the gunfight. It was the Earps trying to shut them down, basically, and this is their way to fight back. And I think that's what got me. And then all that shit with Russell, excuse my language, but all the shit with Wyatt Earp going after him, and little scenes where he's shooting people from his gun. He's doing little tricks. He shoots the one guy who underneath his horse. I was like, "Oh, you shitting me?" The whole tone of the movie changed, and it was just
he's a superhero. Yeah.
It went so far off the rails. It pissed me off as somebody who kind of knew the history of it, and it makes. they killed about 40, 50 guys there in the last 20 minutes. So it's like, what the hell's going on?
That was the good part, Mike.
It made me think, okay, if I was a kid and watched this movie, I'd have wanted to say, okay, I'm going to look up in the history book about this guy. Holy shit, I can't believe he did this. Because in the movie itself, he tells his brother, he's only been involved in one gunfight in Dodge City. And that was true. I mean, he's like, oh, wow. He makes it sound like it's a really big impact to shoot a man. And really? Is it that big an impact when you're like just killing people willy-nilly? He shoots one guy in the mouth with his gun who thinks it's an opium pipe. What the hell was that? Was that a legal kill?
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, Mike.
Oh, my God. And see, I had the luxury of watching a movie for the first time a few days ago called The Wild Bunch. And I'd never seen it before. And that movie was an eye-opener. It came out in 1969, I want to say. Sam Peckinpah movie.
Yep.
I know we're not even gotten to this yet, but I recommend anyone listening, watch The Wild Bunch. It is what feels to me like I know it's kind of history revisionist, but it's the bad guys are bad, the good guys are bad, and they kill each other. And it's like, there's no, it's no moral upstanding character you have to like believe, oh, wow, he's such a good guy. Oh, he deserves to dance in the snow. And Tombstone, I don't even know where they were. Is it snow in Tombstone? Yeah.
So Mike, you didn't like it?
I liked the first hour and a half. And like I said, it was
all right.
Except for the motives of the Earps, it was pretty well. That's what amazed me. You told me about the directing in this. It almost was like a different person said, "I got this," hold my beer. He just took it over right there, and it was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Is it a coincidental? Is it coincidental that the guy directing it got all the cool scenes?
True, I know. It's the same thing of like Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp. I mean, he makes him look almost ridiculously noble, but at least it had a little bit more, a little more realism to it. But it made for a more boring movie. This Tombstone was Rambo in the West, All
right. Okay. Well, thank you, Mike. That was quite the opinion.
I almost turned it off, man. Like I said, as soon as I started seeing the scenes where they're like literally riding in the middle of nowhere, firing their guns, riding their horses, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Okay. Well, all right. I would encourage all of our listeners to look out for Mike's new documentary, The Real Wyatt Earp, You Jerks, coming to theaters soon.
Right. Even if you don't know history, the tonal shift was so jarring, and
it was fun. It was fun. So my first watch was, again, I mentioned I didn't see this in the theater, but I was working at Blockbuster Video, and again, one of the perks of working there was you got to sneak a copy out every now and then, and I just remember the look I got from a disgruntled customer who went to the back wall to get this and didn't have it, and he sees me walking out in my stupid little blue shirt with my yellow name tag, and I could just see his burning a hole in me. But I took your copy, pal, and I don't regret it. But I watched it and I said it was okay. I mean, I've never been a big fan of the Western genre. I as kids, we used to watch, The Lone Ranger and the Cisco Kid, and when we were kids, and I never watched Bonanza or things like. I just never really embraced that genre. But I thought this was relatively cool for the violence and the great lines and all that kind of thing. I'm surprised, Mike, with your affiliation with Fred Kirby, that you didn't gravitate. Charlotte morning cowboy legend.
Fred Kirby. Oh my gosh!
It didn't take.
No, it did. He didn't shoot guys or
okay
for opium smoking.
Right. So I watched this one again on my own on a Saturday afternoon on my laptop, and I had nothing else to do. So it was entertaining. It kind of followed the suit. It wasn't as dumb as I remembered it, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not something I probably actively go watch again. But if someone would ask me if this was a good movie, I'd tell them, yeah, check it out. It's not bad. So that's kind of how it makes my list. So.
Okay.
Speaking of lists, Mike, last week we introduced a new segment that we got a lot of good feedback on, and people seem to enjoy it. So we're just going to roll it out again. Mike, we're gonna play another installment of "You Just Made the List, Pal."
Nice.
So this topic is going to be about, as you know, we both got various opinions about westerns. So we thought we'd challenge ourselves to make really force to dig deep to see what we actually do like. So the topic for this week's list, Mike, is what are our top three noteworthy cowboys of TV,
Cowboys.
film, fan or fiction, or living or dead? So you got to pick three that come to mind. So Mike, why don't you go ahead and take the reins and see what I did there, and go first. Who's your first cowboy? How about them Cowboys, Mike?
My first cowboy is Jim West. He's my favorite TV star of all time. Probably my favorite TV show. My favorite hour-long TV show of all time, Wild Wild West. Okay. Robert Conrad is the quintessential secret agent cowboy, and you can't tell me otherwise.
That's a good one. I'll go next. My favorite, if I had to pick one, is probably Paul Newman as Butch Cassidy in the 1969 film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's always been a favorite of mine, just because it's really kind of edgy. Not your typical Western, but I think Paul Newman was the reason the word cool was invented. I mean, everything he's done, he's always just been iconic. And the amount of lines out of that movie, my favorite is pretty generic, but it's the one where the posse that's been chasing him the entire movie kind of get him up a cliff, and they have to jump, and Robert Redford, has a rare moment of humanity where he says, I can't swim. And Paul Newman says, well, hell, the fall's going to kill you. And I think that's just a great line, but it always stuck with me. So Paul Newman, just because he was so damn cool. So Mike, who's next for you?
Good salad dressing. My second one is going to be Bob Wills. You might know him from his band, the Texas Playboys. A cowboy per se, but probably the founder of country and western kind of Texas music. When you say western swing, you think of this guy.
Both types of music, country and western?
Country and western, yes. So, he was a great fiddle player. And, you wouldn't recognize any of his songs by the yee-haw and the he. Yeah. He never sang. He had Tommy Duncan usually doing his singing for him. But, he had songs like Faded Love, which everybody should know. Probably you, Justin. And then Bubbles My Beer, one of my favorites. But there you go. There's my second cowboy.
I like that one.
He at least dressed like a cowboy, and he was from Texas. So there you go.
All right. Well, I kind of exhausted all my real choices, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper, Mike. A little deeper cut here. I'm going to go with Cowboy Curtis from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh, I knew you were going to go with that. I literally.
Did you really?
I was like, I thought, what lame cowboy can you come up with? And I was thinking, yep, Pee Wee Herman.
Well, I take umbrage with the word lame. I think you try wearing a Jerry Curl mullet and tell me how cool you look.
What?
But Curtis, you can argue that he's not a real cowboy. But Mike, what's his first name? Cowboy. Thank you very much. He had a magic lasso, Mike, just like Wonder Woman.
Oh wow! There you go.
But I think
that doesn't help your cause.
But I think the more manly element of this is that he was able to consistently deny the advances of Miss Yvonne. You think about Pee Wee's Playhouse; there weren't really a lot of men around. You had Pee Wee, who was kind of a suspended adolescent, and you had Jambi, who was just a head, and so when Miss Yvonne saw a real man, but he was able to spurn her advances, and for that reason, he is my second favorite cowboy, Mike. And I don't care what you think about it.
Wow, this really, I'm on pins and needles for number 3 for you.
I'm going to put you on the ground with the next one. But go ahead, bring it home, Mike.
Roger Staubach. I got him number 3.
Oh, come on,
number 3.
No, I call
probably number 1 on my
foul.
list. My dad went to school with him in the Naval Academy, and he always had good stories about him. And he was the reason I loved the Dallas Cowboys in the 70s. Before Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson showed up, there was actually people who liked the Cowboys, and they were America's team.
Yeah.
Roger Staubach kind of exemplified the Cowboys, and he's one of Hank Hill's favorite players, so can't be all bad.
Yeah. Well, I was always a big fan of Jethro Pugh, Mike. So sweet Jethro Pugh.
Sweet Jethro Pugh. I was a Hollywood Henderson guy, so
Okay. Yeah, they were a lot of fun for all the cocaine, I suppose. Yeah. All right. Well, all right. I'm going to let you sneak by with that one, but I don't think Roger Staubach rode a horse or
He was a cowboy.
wore a cowboy hat per se. Was he? Okay. All right. Fair enough.
He was a cowboy.
You got me on a technicality. All right.
I mean,
all right. Well, fine.
He didn't have Jerry curls or deny the advances of a Zavi or whatever the hell that thing was.
All right. Well, all right. Well, if you're gonna be that way about it, I have no hesitancy about going my last pick, which is Joe Don Baker in Final Justice.
See, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So I'm sure people know who Joe Don Baker is. If you're not, consider yourself lucky.
But
he's kind of the portly.
He plays golf.
Portly hero.
He plays golf in Congo.
He's the portly hero of a lot of sadly made 70s film and TV. What I like best about his name in the movie, Mike. It's Thomas Jefferson Geronimo III.
Geronimo, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. But what's great about Final Justice, the 1984 classic, is that it's basically an Italian mob movie, and Joe Don Baker is the only American in it. And it's just a vile, reprehensible, violent movie that got immortalized on Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
It's famous for Joe Don Baker's catchphrase, and they usually panned in on his lips when he said it, Mike. Oh. Go head on. That was
yes. Well, what's cool about the movie is the bad guy in there is like the American CIA guy is the bad guy in Outlaw Josie Wells, the Redlegs.
That's right.
Yeah. It's good. He's a quality bad guy in both movies. So yeah,
Final Justice. Check it out, guys.
Nice one.
The movie's tagline, Mike. I think you'll appreciate that. The movie's tagline is Joe Don Baker is looking for trouble.
Oh no. How many times he gets like arrested like 8 times in that movie? It's just like,
it's revolting.
It is.
All right, so I did have an honorable mention, Mike. I want to throw out there Sylvester Stallone in the movie Rhinestone.
Yes,
with Dolly Parton.
Remember the I can still remember that stupid song.
Remember Drinkenstein, the song Drinkenstein?
No, I forgot that one. Thank goodness.
Mike, that's the standout song of the movie. He's in a 10-gallon hat, and he's got like a raccoon tail on it, and he's got a rainbow vest on.
Oh.
Budweiser, you've created a monster, and they call me Drinkenstein. You don't remember that?
Dude, I stayed away.
Google it, everybody.
If you watch that movie, please stop listening to our podcast immediately. Go get help.
You're uninvited. Please unfollow. Hey, would you call the Dukes of Hazzard a Western, Mike?
No, they're rednecks. No? That's totally different.
Is that different? Okay.
Yeah. There's
Just
rednecks are so different than cowboys. It's crazy.
I just want to get some cultural verification on that.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the season where the two actors went on strike and they hired the
cousins
doppelgangers that looked just like them.
Oh, even had strength. The names were even the same. I can't remember them. Oh, this bothers me.
I love what we used to be able to get away with on TV. It was so fantastic.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we really hit bottom, Mike.
Anyone still there?
Yeah. So those who may not have figured it out, we don't have a giant audience, so we basically just play to each other. We don't laugh a lot, given our grumpy and curmudgeonly aspect on life. So the rare times that we actually laugh is when we try to make each other laugh. That's the real purpose of the show.
There was I forgot. I just looked at my notes. I don't do this often because I had very little notes for this movie, but I forgot to list my credit of the week. This is the credit.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah.
Buckaroo coordinator.
Pete Chireko. I had the same guy.
There you go. What the hell is that?
Man. Get out of my head, man. See. I'm sorry to the general audience. Like I was saying, we kind of just do this show to make each other laugh. So if you guys happen to laugh along the way, that's great. But I think it sometimes comes out a little bit. But anyway, that's why we're here. We're glad you're along for the ride. So if you have listened this far, we commend you. And we just want to let you know that we're on all the major podcasting platforms, and you can check us out on our social media contacts. We're on Instagram at Grumpy Nostalgia. And if you ever want to send us an email or a comment, you can reach us at nostalgiagrumps@gmail.com. So if you have listened to our show for the first time or considering sticking around for more. Please consider giving us a follow and rate and review our show. We really appreciate that. And we put out a show every 10 days, and it's free of charge. So come on, what do you want for nothing? So Mike, I think it's time to pee on the campfire and ride off into the sunset. So do you got anything else you want to leave us with?
I'm going to give you a quote from Morgan Earp. It kind of relates to our friend Bill Paxton. There ain't no live and let live with bugs.
We have not yet begun to defile ourselves, Mike. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. For Mike James, this is Justin, and we will see you again next time. Yeehaw.
I'm your huckleberry.